Jackie Cation, Laurie Kilmartin.
Oh my God, I've been in Las Vegas forever.
Oh, tell me all about it.
Well, I'll say this. We are here on day 6. Something has happened. I can't even tell. And in the best of times, I haven't played Las Vegas like this in ages, right?
Yeah.
So I used to, the first time I came to Vegas was 97, 99, something like that. And I got to do Excalibur, Catch Rising Star, Kevin Kearney.
What about Winston O'Rourke? Did she ever book you too?
Never did. Or Sharippa. I never worked for I never worked for those banana heads. I worked for my own banana head, Kevin Kearney. And he was always super nice to me, actually. He was always pretty good. And the last time I did it was probably 2008, 2010. And the Catch Rising Star had lowered it to 1 show a night, and or two shows. At one point, I think it was 3 shows. It was ridiculous, but it was a comedy show, Thunder from Down Under comedy show.
Okay,
completely banana. He's nuts. I had to show the
Under is naked Australian men. We should
Chippendales, but Melbourne, but from Melbourne.
Oh my God, I'm already horny.
Oh my God, the green room reeked of Axe body spray, just reekety reek.
I love it. I love that smell.
Nope. And then I did the ill-fated Laugh Factory about 8 months ago. And what I liked about the Laugh Factory was that it was only 3 or 4 days, 3 or 4 nights.
Yeah.
What I didn't like about the Laugh Factory was that the other comics I worked with were hackety hacks, which isn't their fault, but the feature was super mean, and that is his fault.
Oh, I remember that week you're talking.
Yeah, you remember that week. And then this, I love this format. It is a long week, and I do mock it on stage. Yeah. And Esty and Liz can see me mock it in New York. Because somebody sent me a screenshot of my set that was playing in the New York Comedy Cellar.
Oh my God. In the Video Village at New York Comedy Cellar.
So 14 shows. I've done 12, 15-minute sets. Mark Cohen, the hosting.
Yeah.
And I met him very briefly in the late 90s, right? And so he is
did he do Super 8 commercials or something?
He hosted Make Me Laugh.
Okay. I never met him, but I've been aware of his life since
right back after.
Right.
Your name has come up.
Oh.
And he is aware of your life.
That's usually the response I get from most people.
Yeah, and
she's around.
I've heard of her. And that's what. And he actually dated Bonnie McFarlane for a while.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
And so, so he's been doing this job for 5 years, 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
And the first year he didn't have any
nights. He's a house MC.
14 shows a week until the first year he did every night, and now he does 6 nights.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't imagine.
That's a lot.
That's
and he's,
hard.
It is hard. It's hard. He's grinding it out. He's bringing it. He's bringing great energy to the shows. It's kind of amazing that he can sustain it.
Yeah.
And then there's 3 other comics. I am the only one. There's a very nice, they're all incredibly nice. There's a nice young man named Landry who is very silly and smart and interesting. I like him. Rocky Dale Davis is he's got to be 25, 20, maybe 30, maybe. And he's got 800,000 followers on TikTok. And
are they
does a lot
of shows? Like, is he filling the room? Is it
other rooms? Okay. This thing, nobody needs to fill this room. It just fills because it's the Comedy Cellar. Gotcha. And he and we're all doing 15s. And so the 15s were a little weird. That's what I like about it. It has that New York vibe where everyone does 15s, right?
Mhm.
And what I also like about it is it's a comedy cellar. So nobody cares what you do, like material wise,
Oh,
right?
right,
You get to
yeah,
do your 15.
yeah.
And if it's right wing or if it's weird, whatever it is, if it's left wing, if it's dirty, if it's clean, it doesn't matter. There's hundreds of comics, and just go do your 15. And so that's one of the things I love about it. And then so Rocky does a lot of crowd work, and he's got material, but he's literally just, he's like, who are you? And so, and then there's Michael Yo, who's been in, I think, as long as us, and he's the only one selling merch.
Okay.
I tried to sell merch anyway.
He had a very bad case of COVID very early on in COVID. He was one of the first comics. Like, I think he was hospitalized. I mean, it was like public information. Yeah. So that's incredible that he's okay. And didn't he moved to Las Vegas, right?
Yeah. All three of them live there.
Yeah.
Live here. And Mark, of course.
Wow. Okay. A lot of comics do.
Right. And
lives there. And in fact, my feature this week, DJ Sandu, lives there as well.
Yeah. Well, there's 5 clubs now.
Yeah.
There's a bajillion clubs. And Ron, I've been hanging out with Ron Via a bunch, and he's in with 4 of the clubs, which is awesome.
Nice.
Yeah. And
well, and so wait, did you have another comic? Was it Gary?
Well, what? No, Gary's in what? There was some misunderstanding as to who was booked, but so Michael Yo is the only one selling merch.
Okay.
And I had to quit. I tried to sell merch the first 3 shows.
Yeah.
And remember, there's 14 shows. I had 11 more shows.
Yeah.
So the 3rd show, I was like, the way Yo does it, it's amazing. But I had to make a decision of either doing stand-up comedy or pitching my merch. And I decided to do stand-up comedy because it's more fun. But I have been, and Vegas is always, I mean, I'm just going to keep talking because I have to tell you that Vegas is so, it's, first of all, I've been to the Mega Mart Area 15 Museum twice. My niece was in town staying at the Rio, the same place, since Wednesday, only noticed on Friday that I was here. I didn't know she was here. I haven't seen her actually since, I think, before lockdown. Mm-hmm. And she was there with her new boyfriend, really nice guy, liked him. And they came to the 2nd show Friday. I had a couple of fans come, fans of the show, said hi to you.
Yeah.
And then a friend of mine and her daughter, who just turned 21, they flew here, I think it was Friday night. And so they just left this morning. And I've been hanging out with Ron a bunch, and I'm still being driven mad. Right.
Well, wait, how does Michael Yo sell his merch? What's he do? What do you mean? Like what's his merch? Is it tied to a line in his act? So it's like an easy thing.
You know what? It isn't, which is why I think it works. Oh. He has one line about just his racial makeup.
Yeah.
Much like my Italian Armenian. I mean, we all got something. Italian? Irish, Jackie. What's happening?
This is a new reveal after 7 years of this podcast.
Right. It's like, she's Italian?
She's Italian.
And so maybe because Kyle asked me if I had seen Mario Brothers. Maybe that's what it was. Mm-hmm. But I will say that, his merch is entirely T-shirts and hats that have the letter Y and a panda for the O. Yo. Mm-hmm. And because he talks about how he's a panda. His ancestry is actually that of a panda because he is Black and Asian.
Right.
So
he just sells that.
And he just sells that, and he sells from the look of it, plenty of it.
Oh my God. And
Yeah.
so was it where people would spend $100 on him and then they had no money left, or you just didn't want to do the
Well,
work?
I didn't sell anything the 3 shows I sold.
Wow.
Because I was so combobulated in my head with the 15 minutes. You know, in New York, it's not like, or in LA, when you do those sets, you're not selling.
Yeah.
So and if I ended up doing one of the jokes that went with any of my merch, it didn't really go. And you know, I was talking to Mark Cohen, and Mark was like, well, at one point he said, don't actually use the whole time to pitch your merch. And I said, you're not wrong. I wasn't planning it. But I mean, you're probably not wrong to say to a comic such a thing, right?
Right.
Because a comic, not me, but a comic might do such a thing. So tonight's the last night. I fly to North Carolina tomorrow, crack of dawn, to do a show with Maria.
You have a show on Monday night?
Monday night.
Ooh.
And then I have one on Tuesday and one on Wednesday. Or there might be 2 on one of those nights, but whatever it is.
Your flight out of Vegas, is it a nonstop?
Oh no.
Okay.
And it's Southwest, and it leaves at 5 a.m.
Okay. Yeah, that's the one thing I thought about Las Vegas is there's always flights to everywhere all the time because they're always trying to get people in, you know? So,
Right. I also, here's the thing that I usually do with gambling. I usually wait until about Thursday. I wait as long as I can, especially with a full week, 7 days. I started gambling on Monday.
Oh no. Yeah.
Do you remember how Rickles had to work Vegas?
Yeah.
Because he owed money. I think if I went to Vegas, if I went to Vegas a lot, I think that's what would happen.
Oh no.
Yeah, I have
Jackie,
I have lost some money.
You don't have a gambling sponsor now, do you?
You would think I should have a gambling sponsor. It's I have a bit of an addictive personality. So I haven't lost that much money, but I've also spent a fair amount of money going out to eat and taking cabs and getting out of the hotel. Yeah. And I bought some fun earrings. Anyway, but I mean, it's been really nice. It's really nice of Ron to hang out with me today. I'm gonna go over to his house and do my laundry, and he's gonna help. I have a callback and I have to shoot it, but I forgot my tiny tripod.
Oh, all right, cool. That's great. So you're doing like an audition. That's nice.
Yeah, we will see.
For all about Ron's house, I want to know every detail. How many bathrooms? What does comedy money get you in Las Vegas? That's what I want to know.
He's in an apartment.
Okay.
With his fella, and they are genuinely a couple of the nicest guys in the world.
Yeah.
So
cool. I am exhausted. I had a 6 a.m. flight this morning.
Okay, you're home.
I can't explain. I forgot to buy a plane ticket for my Punchline gig. Maybe because it's home. I just didn't think. Maybe I thought I was going to drive, but anyway, I had to buy them at the very last minute, and the only reasonable priced airline ticket was the 6:10 flight out of SF.
Wow. Yeah.
I feel awful. I'm sorry I overslept. My phone was going off. I just was sleeping.
Right.
So, yeah, but I had a really fun week of the Punchline.
Okay.
My picture's on the wall. I'm on a wall with some exclusive company, including Dave Chappelle. It's nice. I like it. It was fun shows. Friday was Cinco de Mayo, which hurt.
Oh yeah.
And the Warriors were playing. I guess I don't know. The Warriors are doing really well, and San Francisco somehow automatically, like in the past few years, it's become a basketball town because the Warriors moved to San Francisco, I guess. I don't know. All I know was I'm like, I see empty chairs. What the fuck? About this fucking basketball team. But they're really fun shows. I dropped a lot of material. I'm like, I never need to do these chunks again. unless I just want to take them out for a spin, like an
Yep.
old car, like Leno with an old car around
Mhm.
Burbank, right?
Mm-hmm.
And have, and ha- it's nice to not, when you're doing it, Shaq, and you're like, but it works, they
Yeah.
love it.
Yeah.
And then you're like, no, I'm not doing it. And it just feels a lot lighter on stage,
It's
So
freeing.
yeah,
Yes.
I was feeling that, and still doing like 54, 55 to an hour, even without this extra stuff. And
That feels good.
and also like, I have time to fuck around with the crowd. There's no, it just feels I feel freer right now. I'm not tied to honing bits, although I'm trying to hone new stuff and stuff, but still. Um, let's see. I got my rough cut of Sis Woke Grease Slut, but I haven't watched it yet. I need to watch it today. Mercifully, Bruce watched it and made some notes, so I might just go what Bruce said. But I guess I'd have to watch it once. Because I can't complain about it if I don't watch it. And I do want to
Right.
complain about it as soon as it comes out. So yeah, it was good to be home. I kind of had a cold the whole time. I still sound a little hoarse, and I just didn't want to push it too much, so I didn't do much. I kind of was in the hotel. I didn't work out very much. I only worked out yesterday. I was just trying to like conserve my energy, so I had all of it to give at night.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of walking around, ferry building, that kind of thing. Maureen Langan came out on Friday. We went out to lunch, and she's working on a set for something, so we were just kind of talking about it. And then she did a set last night, and
Oh, good.
yeah, it was really fun. It was cool, and I just feel awful because I had very little sleep. But that's about it.
Speaking of feeling, there's so much secondhand smoke. My throat is raw.
Oh, I forgot. They don't have good filters sucking that shit up.
It's not like the 90s, but there's smoke everywhere.
Right.
And so I have this scratchy throat and I have sinuses. I have to figure out how, like, I think it's just Sudafed, right? Is that what can clear out my sinuses? Because it's just travel sick, right? I just get kind of travel crud.
Yeah.
And it's gross. And I wish that there was a way that I could take a pill, or I don't want to get a neti pot. I don't want, I have absolutely no interest in that.
Do you have a
I,
mask with you to wear around the hotel? I would genuinely think that would help you if you wear a mask.
right. You would think, yeah, I got masks. I did the zip line over Fremont.
Oh, I heard. What's Fremont? Is that just the street?
That's the Fremont Street is the old downtown that has, yeah. Have you ever been there? With the overhead, there's essentially a screen above a 7-block street that shows ads and shows.
Wow.
It's so Vegas, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I didn't do the super, but you can do where you fly and you go the whole length of Fremont Street. You could also do one where you're kind of sitting, you're just in a harness like this.
Yeah.
And that's the one I did because I don't like heights, but the kids wanted to do it. And my friends' kids, my friends' kids who came, and they went Superman style and I did the other one. And so we were separated anyway. I didn't need to do it at all, but it had already been paid for. But what was terrifying was the walk up. So they put the harness on, and then you have to walk up hundreds of feet, like just like one flight after another.
Okay.
Yeah, just one. And so every flight, I was like, I would look out the cage of the thing and I go, I'm gonna die. And then I got to the top, and the only thing I could think was like, this is a ride. People do it hundreds of times a day. They clearly would be sued if this wasn't safe. And so I was scared. And then they put the thing on, and luckily you don't have to jump. It's not like jumping out of an airplane.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to make the real decision to do it. You walk down some steps, and then the thing you're hooked on kind of jerks you forward a half an inch, and all of a sudden you're sitting and you're kind of hanging. And then it begins, and you're like, okay, this is fun.
Oh,
And
cool.
so, yeah, it was, I don't know that I would do it again, but it was all right. So, other than that, I have the wrong dates that I bought flights for.
Oh no.
Right. Well, so I got to fix it. I tried to fix it the other day, but I got sucked into something else, and it was so I'm doing Milwaukee. So I'm going to so my sister is converted to Judaism, so my nephew has his bar mitzvah this month.
Okay.
So we're going to Minneapolis, Andy and I, for the weekend.
Right.
And I was talking to him, and I was like, and Darla and they're so understanding. I was like, I don't know if I can go to all 4 or 5 events.
Oh my God.
Because I
Oh, that's
spend some
insane.
solo time with Andy Ashcraft.
Oh my God.
And Darla was like, please do, please, yeah, because
You know,
we, between his family and my family, we have not spent a lot of time alone.
that's the way to do it though. I mean, when my kid turned 13, I think we, went to In-N-Out, but we sat in the restaurant, like we really did it up.
You didn't do drive-through? Good for you.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah, so I love that idea of a big celebration when someone turns 13. It's a big deal. It's just,
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm not Jewish. Well, so it's not, I wish I was. I wish we'd
No,
done it. And
no,
I'm not,
because
I
it
was
should
raised
be,
Catholic, but we didn't, I'm an atheist, so we didn't do any of that. I mean, my kid is missing out on these sort of
the
cultural
catechism. Yes.
cultural observations of age and moving from one age to the next.
Right. It's not like when Tina Fey in her book was talking about how she was at some speaker thing, and or some whatever, but the question was put to hundreds and hundreds of women in this room: how did you first know that you were a woman? Like, it wasn't like when you were 13, you got your ears pierced, they took you out to lunch, and it was a delightful, there was the tiniest of all ceremonies, or a bat mitzvah, right? Instead, she said, almost every single woman, well, I knew when I was first catcalled. Well, I knew when I was first, some guy driving by in a car said, hey, I want to fuck you. And so it was all very disturbing. And
Yeah, right.
yeah. It's as soon as somebody too much older than you wants to screw
Have
you,
sex with you?
then,
Yeah.
then so Mark
That's the atheist bar mitzvah, is when my son is being sexually harassed by somebody.
yeah, that's what he'll know. And so I'm doing Milwaukee, and then I'm doing one show at the Lincoln Lodge in Chicago.
Nice.
And I didn't change my flight. So I have to change my flight till after Lincoln Lodge. And then the Oshkosh guy, your Oshkosh guy, tried to hook me up with a Thursday.
Yeah.
And I think it's just too quick. It's too quick to make it happen. And I volunteered to drive my dad around for those 4 or 5 days.
Oh,
So
sure. Yeah. Is it Delta? So are you able to change without
yes. Yeah, it'll be fine. I'll be able to change without.
Well,
So
nice to be you with all your miles.
So Mark Cohen was doing a joke, just a gambling joke, right? And he said that I'm a lot like Leonardo DiCaprio. I hit on 16. And I was like,
I hit on 16.
Yeah.
Okay, Leon. I thought I was thinking Da Vinci for a second. I'm like, oh, was he bad too? But
DiCaprio.
Okay, good.
And I said, can you please do that joke with Jeff Ross? And he was like, no. So,
did he laugh, or is he friends?
he did. No, he laughed. And but he's probably friends with him anyway.
Yeah.
But he did do a Bill Cosby joke that I liked. So
Yeah. All right.
that was cool. And so your video posted by Black Twitter, about Black Twitter, and it blew up. It's like 250,000 views.
Don't tell. Oh wow. Don't tell comedy. I did it a while ago, and because I'm releasing all this stuff on special, I didn't give them the whole set, which I'm like, huh, should I? But it's so they put out the they cut up a minute, they cut it into a minute and put it up, and it's doing pretty well.
It's so funny. So I did press on Thursday, and the guy who drove me to press,
Yeah.
I mentioned something about Black Twitter, and he said, I didn't know what that was, but I saw this clip of this woman comic. It was you.
It was me, and he didn't know my name. So that's
He
exactly
didn't
what I
know.
wanted. Yes.
Well, but the thing is just some random,
Sure.
like, he works in the comedy industry, and he was very nice. I did local Vegas TV.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. I
Yeah.
saw that picture. So this guy, Captain America, his name's Chris Evans.
Yes.
He's like
it's not
comic.
Captain America. Yeah.
In Black Twitter. And so he reposted it, and I was like, oh shit. I just kind of like, I hid behind a little wall and just watched and read comments. Cheryl,
And they were all positive.
very positive. Sherilyn Eiffel, who is she's like the legal defense for the NAACP. And I follow her on Twitter. Her sister was the, may she rest in peace, amazing Gwen Eiffel. She was like, that was funny. I'm like, oh my God.
That's so cool.
But yeah,
but not Captain America. It's NOTCAPN America.
Yeah,
his name is Chris Evans, but he's not that Chris Evans.
So
go ahead.
Yeah, he just tweeted it, and he's like, "Who's this?" What did he say? Or he was looking for it, and I was like, "Don't look for it. don't look for it."
No, he tweeted it and said she got Black Twittered, or she
but then he started looking for the interaction, which is
which is fictional.
Yes, it's
minimal.
I can tell you the story behind it, but I don't even want to do that. Like, just fucking enjoy it. Don't search for it. Someone else accused me of profiting off someone else's jokes. Like, and I'm like, well, I mean, I wrote
it didn't go that. It didn't go that.
Whatever. Okay.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get it. Doesn't matter. If it's funny to you, then it's a successful bit. You don't have to worry about whether every single part of it is absolutely.
Every single beat is absolutely true. Please do not.
Right.
Yeah. And
there are truisms, just like with all the stuff with my kid. There's a core truth in there about me that made me write it. And then, it goes. And
then you wrote it.
Then I have to go follow the audience, what they're laughing at, and see what they're laughing at, So.
Yep. Mm-hmm. But he did just, the Chris Evans guy.
Yeah.
He posted a picture of the coronation.
Yeah.
Did you see that tweet where he said, "What in the Etsy shop mess is this?" I'm just going to read it to you. All that colonization and blood diamond money, and y'all are serving us Party City.
Yeah, are you new to his feed? He's
no,
funny.
No, but I had not seen that before, so it was kind of and Instagram offered me an opportunity to get verified, and then told me that it would cost me $15 a month. So,
that's weird.
Do you know why? Because somebody created essentially Elon Musk created a way to charge people for it, and so Facebook was like, all right, if it works, $20 is $20, as they say.
Oh my God.
So I will not be doing
I got verified on Instagram. I've had 1 month of verification, and I love it. I want it to remain elite and unattainable to most.
Yep. They took away my verification on Twitter because I was unwilling to give them $10 a month. So, and that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say this is Rocky was explaining to me how to get some algorithm, because his girlfriend is a PR person, and she was looking at his videos, and she was like, if you tweak it like this, and if you just do this one thing, oh, you'll get more hits. And he was like, I don't know. And he did it. And now he has 800,000 followers on TikTok.
What? Like, is he doing anything unique to TikTok? Is it characters, et cetera, or what?
Well, I asked him if I could have lunch. I would buy lunch for his girlfriend. And he said, I'll tell you what it is. And then he has told me a couple of things. I haven't tried it yet, but once I figure it out, I will pass it on to the whole world so that the whole world can do it.
I don't think a PR person wants to do their job for free over lunch.
No. Oh yeah. No, she didn't take me up on it.
Okay.
She hasn't even come to see him do stand-up this week.
Wow.
And they just moved here.
To me, that's a solid relationship in stand-up, is if your girlfriend doesn't come to the show. I mean, you guys got a chance, and good luck.
All right. I think it's time to take at least one break or
Perfect
another.
timing.
Who's the comic of the week, Laurie?
Our comic of the week was a woman I worked with this week at the Punchline. Her name is Becky Lynn. Becky, Becky, Lynn, Lynn. Oh, that's Becky. Is that on Twitter?
That's
or
on Instagram?
Instagram. She's super funny. And she's Sacramento based, and she has a new kid. I think 18 months is how old her child is, but just very funny, really funny joke writer, really sharp and charismatic. The crowd loved her, and just
awesome.
Nice, funny lady named Becky Lynn. So find her out, and she must have clips on Instagram, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Super funny.
Really fun. You'll enjoy.
Oh, that's Becky.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Becky. That's great.
She was adopted. She has some really funny stuff about being adopted. She has a great joke about her parents being old, and it's a good joke, but also it's a timing joke that she has to land perfectly. And I just saw her land it every single night. Right. It was fun to watch. Just boom, perfectly. And the audience would like roll back.
That's so great. Well, where are you going this next week?
I'm home this week, and then the following week I'm in Wisconsin. I'm at Oshkosh at the time.
That's right. And then the Laughing Tap.
Let me say it so Lyle doesn't send me an email. Jackie, one syllable. The Time Community Theater in Oshkosh on Thursday the 18th. And then the 20th, I'm at the Laughing Tap in Milwaukee.
All right. That is cool.
Yeah.
It's I'll be in North Carolina when this goes up. And then I'll be in North Carolina some more. So if you go to mariabamford.com or JackieCasher.com, you can find it's Asheville, Greensboro, and Charlotte, I think, that I'm doing. She's doing Wilmington. She's already there doing other gigs. I couldn't go because I'm still into Las Vegas, but that's where I'm at.
Now this summer it looks very light for me, and I don't know that it's going to get filled because everybody that does stand up that has a writing job is now trying to get work, right? So
we assume they are, right?
Yeah, they are. All the SNL people are released and in the wild, taking up weeks like hungry bears searching for salmon at a river. Writers.
You don't know that, but that's what we assume is happening.
I do know that, Jackie.
So who got booked?
Well, I don't know everyone's schedules. I just know
you don't know.
You're just creating a false argument because we haven't argued yet on this podcast today. Okay, you know they're all taking weeks that we should be having. Okay,
everyone's taking weeks that I should be having.
Exactly. So I don't know. The summer looks pretty grim, despite the fact that I have a special coming out. You'd think things would be getting better, but no, they're not. And I do have a weekend in June at the Siren Theater in Portland, Oregon.
Oh, good. I love her.
Yeah. So guys, come out to that. I will be combusting at that point because that'll have been a month since I've headlined. So I'll be out of my mind. So plan for that.
Yeah, plan for that. I have a little, I mean, because of, I thought I was working more this month just because of the bar mitzvah, but I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. I'm in town. But maybe I'll write that solo show that I've been meaning to write. I've been I'm really looking forward to working with Maria because I've got these premises that need the joy and patience of a Maria Bamford audience is what because so I'm doing the Laughing Tap and then I'm doing the Chicago gig in June. And then I'm at the Crow. I'm doing sort of a longer set at the Crow in LA in June.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then what I think of as is going to be kind of cool is in July I'm doing San Diego, the mic drop, the week of Comic-Con.
How are you gonna where are you gonna stay?
Well, it's not downtown. It's not anywhere near the convention. So
it's really hard to find a place to stay. I remember.
Right, well, they're putting me up.
Oh, okay.
But the good news is if anybody's going to Comic-Con, or if you know somebody who's going to Comic-Con, there will be parking at the mic drop. So come to the mic drop and
All you
justify
have to give up your parking spot that you got at Comic-Con.
Right. And then weirdly, in August, I'm doing Stir Crazy. Remember Stir Crazy?
Wait. Oh yeah, in
Phoenix.
Yeah.
I booked that like a year ago. He booked so far in advance.
I think he books one weekend and I missed the weekend he booked. And I was like, all right, well, maybe we'll try next year. I don't know.
And then the other thing I'm doing in August is I'm going with Maria to DC in New York.
Cool.
And I'm looking at, and then I'm doing Acme in September. So my summer also enormously light.
No,
but
just rattled off more bookings than I have. So I'm jealous. Does that make you happy?
Well, I went into September. So so know in your heart that
I are two iconic female headliners such as ourselves, not turning down work instead of taking everything that's offered our way. I don't understand it.
Could have been anything. It's but it's I've actually if this 7 days is just too long. But now that I've looked at my schedule, I'm like, I wonder if she'd have me back in July.
You're an addict.
Well, it's I'm addicted to stand-up. And if I felt more comfortable, I would get and after I work these Maria gigs and more LA stuff, I think I'll be able, because I've got great premises, man. I really do. And they just need work. They just need work. And if I could get on stage and work them out, it would be really gay. Oh, shoot, I just dropped my pen.
And you can't work them out in Vegas.
You can't work them out in Vegas. It has to be because the set's too short. In New York, I could probably work it out. Maybe.
Yeah, you're not on a video village in New York.
Right. I'm done.
Right. Yeah. The other thing is I'm going to strike this week. I'm excited to strike. I've been watching everyone's strike videos. Jealous, even though I don't want to stand out in the heat, but jealous of the community.
The camaraderie. Yeah. It looks like there's really nice camaraderie.
It looks like a party. Yeah. And they're actually shutting down productions in places like the Teamsters aren't crossing. If there's I think 3 is the minimum amount, 2 or 3 strikers, Teamsters will cross that line, so they're not able to get into lots. So it's kind of cool. I mean, Adam Conover made this really cool video about this is actually, you're actually having a direct effect on something. You're shutting down business, and it will end at some point because they can't keep, not like the Stranger Things guys just said, we're not going to start our final season because we just don't want to deal with all this stuff, and we support the writers. Yeah, so that'll happen more and more. So it will end at some point, and then perhaps writing can be a kind of a career again. I mean, I felt so useless and just oh, am I just done with writing? Is this over? And late night variety might be not over, but just not, not accessible to a lot of new writers. There's just not that many shows anymore, and it seems like they're getting fewer and fewer. But one thing they were trying to do was make it a day rate, like how Fox News pays Gutfeld writers, basically, or
What?
maybe even worse. So normally you get like a 13-week contract for a late night show, and they renew you
Yep.
every 13 weeks. And that can be your entire writing career, because once you get
Yeah.
in, you don't want to leave because it's fun and it's
Yeah.
consistent. And that can be, some people had an entire writing career at late night,
Yeah.
so I don't know. And we'll hopefully it does feel like, if we don't draw the line on AI taking jobs, it'll take every job. Like it can be your lawyer, it can be this, it can be that, it can be everything if you want it, if you're willing to let it be. And where's that leave everybody? What's everyone gonna, we don't get universal basic income, so we're just supposed to have everything automated for us, and we don't, that's just like the larger societal thing. But
That seems
for
to be one
writing,
of their sticking points. Yeah.
yes, for writing, obviously you need real people writing stuff, not Chat GPT. Writing
Right.
stories. I mean, they're not going to come up with Succession or the other two or the great comedies. They just can't. They don't have the thing that you need to be funny. So anyway, I think it'll work. I think it will. Just from what I've seen, and the level of support that the
I think
unions are showing, seems pretty.
I well, the Chetty the AI thing is interesting because I think that anybody can use an AI to help them write, and I don't think you're going to be able to stop it, um, but if that's one of the sticking points, go for it. But the real sticking point for me is the different platforms where people are being where
Residual,
shows,
yeah,
residuals and where stuff is being aired,
right.
and how they're trying to define it as not worthy of residuals and this type of thing. And because the AI chat, because you can't, they're not, it's not like they're paying the programmers either. Like,
No, they're getting basically free, something that they'd have to pay somebody a sum
well,
of money plus
to do punch up, right?
plus pension. And they'd have that, now that you can just plug it into your, get a storyline, you can probably get a lifetime, kind of formulaic story. And then the thing would be to have a writer come in and punch it up and make it seem like a writer wrote it, which people would do because you need money, but that's, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's they're trying to make that illegal.
Yeah. The program generates some sort of tropes,
Yeah.
like a romantic comedy or an action film or sad sack drama. But some programmer had to put all of that in there, and that person's not getting paid either.
Yeah.
They've
No, and there'll be some chop shops like Tyler Perry or something where they're just like, we're gonna AI every script. We're not even proofreading it. We're gonna have as many computer generated characters as possible. Like it'll be, they'll be just,
and then they'll make the actors riff off of it.
yeah,
And somebody
whatever.
will have written it, right? It's like, it's how
I don't know.
well, how in reality television, the real writers in reality television are the editors, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be like that, where the actors are going to have to riff and make it real. Where the person doing punch up or doing the rewrites is a person, and they're going to have to make it real.
Yeah.
So you have to take a stand. So I don't think a lot of people understand actually the
No,
nuance.
this is bigger than writers. And
Mhm.
and also, when something goes onto Netflix, so Netflix makes a shitload of money when people watch it. Even though it's a different model, it's a subscriber base. So but you can see who's watching it and why why they're
Yep.
probably attracted to Netflix. So they are making a ton of money, and they just have to share a tiny percentage of it with the people who created the thing that they're a distributor. Why do they
Mhm.
get 99% of the money when you're just a distributor?
Mhm.
Why could 90% of the money be enough for you? And then the people that made the thing you're distributing get a little chunk of that. That's it.
Yeah. 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 You're not, it's not, yeah. It's nothing that doesn't need to be done.
Oh, it's blowing my nose all week. It was gross. I had tons of Sudafed, Jackie, every 4 hours.
And did it help?
Yeah,
Are
I
you
hate
feeling
having the
clear?
sniffles on stage. I can't stand it.
Yeah. Let's take another break on that
Okay.
too much information moment. But I have the same too much information moment, by the way. And yeah, I'm psyched. After this, I'm gonna take a cab over to Ron Vai's apartment and work on the processes. My glasses are a hit. The new glasses. I'm wearing the old ones right now.
Okay.
Just because the new ones are wireframes and I don't want to bend them. I feel like they're a little more fragile.
Did you get him at
So-
that place that Maria goes to on in
Yes, Society of the Spectacle.
I gotta check them out.
And the weird thing is, see these?
Yeah.
They're sort of blue and purple, blue and pink.
Yeah.
They are Laura House and I have these. She got a pair of these from Society of the Spectacle. I just didn't have backup glasses, and so I didn't know how much I would like the wire rims. So they're not. I do have backups, but what I have now are just two pairs of glasses I'm willing to wear.
Yeah, I have these and Charmy bit the ear. Can't. Everything I own has chew marks on it. I'm so tired of it.
I bet.
When's she gonna grow out of this?
Right, she's three or four, right?
She's 3.
Yeah, it'll take a second.
Oh my God. I've been not wanting to invest in new, lots of my furniture has it just looks dingy because she chewed it as a puppy. And I don't want to fix it until I know she's going to not do that again. So I just feel like I'm living in Rosanne Connor's house from the original Rosanne.
Yeah.
Bad.
It is. Yeah, it is. It is what it is. I don't know.
Boy. Summing it up. It is what it is. And
you guys, I have pithy statements. If anybody wants to, just hang in there, you guys. And, just kitty cat.
I sold T-shirts this week.
Did you?
Yeah. Yeah, I did okay. Yeah. The feature had like a display. So there was a lot of it was quite a bazaar that the audience had to walk through.
Right. Yeah.
But that's fine. A lot of people walked happily without buying anything and said goodbye without feeling self-conscious. So people are getting good at it. I was at the Hyatt and I still unable to make eye contact with people, sellers of earrings and things like that because
it's hard to work the blow off if you're not used to. I mean, you just gotta commit to working the working
Jackie,
it.
why did you type in that cryptic?
How much are you selling the shirts for?
Oh, 25.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
someone goes, is that the only color they come in? I'm like, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Colors.
I do not have a, yeah. And if you did, you would be trapped with like 9 colors that nobody wanted. So yeah, it's so true. I'm getting Jenny Fine to do a new t-shirt for me, the bees joke.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
And I've asked a bunch of different artists and everybody's super busy. And it seems like Jenny Fine is also busy. But I put it out and I'm hoping to have a new shirt in the summer, in the fall, something like that. And I might do beanies. In the fall. Because they're everywhere. Even though it's like the museum, I went to the Megamart Museum.
Yeah.
Which is a Meow Wolf. And it's essentially
You mean it's Meow Wolf?
It's called Meow Wolf and Mega Mart.
Okay.
And it's an installation. The Meow Wolf, I think, is the overarching thing, the umbrella.
Okay.
And the Mega Mart is and Area 15 is the place where the museum is. It's an interactive museum. And it's interactive, and it's essentially of like idiocracy and office space.
Yeah.
So it's funny, but it's also super chilling.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's just like sort of a I went twice this week. I went by myself because I was bored and I was wowed and I really, really liked it. And then I went back yesterday with my friends from Spokane and I was like, oh, this is actually late stage capitalism creeping me out.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? Right? I mean, maybe you go once. So,
yeah. I brought a ton of t-shirts and I got a new suitcase, new to me.
Oh, good.
To me for $300. I paid cash. This lady was selling it in Hollywood, right? So it's gigantic. So when I got to the airport, it was 54 pounds, and I had to rearrange on the curb at Burbank.
It's so
Airport.
gross. Yeah, I know.
Gross.
I had to do the same thing because Andy, if you pack poorly in front of Andy Ashcraft, he will do it for you. It's a very old school. I don't know how to iron. Please iron this.
Right.
And so it was 54 pounds. And so the other one, and on Delta, because of my status, my bags can weigh 70.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I get that status from something? Like, can I get that from a credit card? I wonder.
You might be able to. Yeah. You should get that credit card anyway, just because you'll get like 100,000. Hopefully you'll get like 100,000 free miles.
But not on Southwest. They don't play that game.
Southwest has you can get 100,000 free miles there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with their credit card.
Oh,
and their credit card I think is $100 a month, $100 a year. The Delta one is like 600 a year.
Yeah.
So what you're doing is you're paying for luggage, but hopefully you fly more often because luggage is $50 a trip. Right.
It would have been 75 if I had not been able to redistribute. And another woman was also doing that. We both had with 2 pieces of luggage. Right. Naked.
I pulled all my CDs, and I haven't sold any merch, so I just had to redo. I'm like, that's what my luggage is right now. I'm redoing it right now.
Yeah.
So because it's got to be under 50. It's got to be 50 or less. So.
Well, I had my little system where I put little ribbons, long ribbons. And
for sizes.
I rolled my shirts up and I had the ribbon part sticking out. So I could easily grab a shirt that was the size that somebody wanted. And it's a pain in the ass, but it was much easier when it's crunch time and there's a ton of people and you don't want to just take too long trying to read L or an XL on a very tiny label.
So what do you have for and this is some minutia, but we have time. How do people look at it? How to, like, if they want to see
one that I have just out, that's my display one that has actually
what size do you use for that? Like a large?
A large. It had a little spot on it. So Caitlin gave it to me for free. So I just use it as my display. And then the good ones I have rolled up and
just normal ones, but they can get sort of an idea of the sizing if they hold the large up.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't roll them, because people are like, well, can I take this out of this and look at it, see how big it is? And you're like, of course you can, because I want you to buy it. And mine are union made, so I'm charging $30 for them. But
my solution to that problem is re-roll them afterwards.
Right. No, you have to put them back. Yeah. And make them nice.
Solution.
Yeah. It's another step. That's all. So, but that's cool that you can just grab them. That's great. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I like it. I have a couple of new outfits for the stage, which I'm kind of psyched about. And because Facebook has my fucking number, and
they're serving you ads.
They're serving me ads, and I'm like, you are correct. I think that is cute. And so, And I bought several pairs of very cute earrings. I'm going with a larger cute earring on stage. I'm trying to bring it up a small notch without paying, like Carmen and Jenny Zagrino and all these people are like, there are people who do that for a living, Jackie, and I know them, and you can hook up and it'll be good. And I'm like, I want to do it. There's no time I haven't had time. So I'm just impulse buying things that I'm hoping will look cute on stage.
I know. I did that with my special. I was like, oh, did I make a bad outfit choice? Because I bought something expensive. So I'm like, it should look good.
Right. Right. That is always, I bought something expensive for the last time when I did Corden.
Yeah.
And I ended up borrowing a shirt from Carmen Morales.
Yeah, I'm trying to like come up with new methods to take care of myself on the road, like you can't,
Yeah.
How you were on the road in your 20s and 30s isn't helpful when you're in your 50s, and some things take longer and you have to conserve your energy. And I used to work out right before the show started, get in the shower, like my hair was wet half the time at the club. And now I'm like, I need to rest after a workout and focus on my set and and look good when I get there. So I don't know. It's much more regimented than it used to be. And I guess that's what happens when you have to,
if you do it right. Yeah.
You can't just, wake up and be beautiful.
Right. You can't just, speaking of which, so I think it was Wednesday night, first show. So I go to play blackjack and, some guy who was at the show comes and sits next to me. Too close. Too close. 34 years old.
Yeah.
Very handsome. Hitting on me. Ridiculous.
What? I love it. Wow.
Do you? Because I was made uncomfortable. At one point I did go, if I were single and still drinking, I would fuck this guy and then come back and finish my hand. And which was, do you know why, Laurie? Because I was a classy drunk. Anyway,
that's what I tell people about you all the time, Jackie.
About how classy I was.
Yes.
So because he was hitting on me, and I was just trying to play, and then finally I was like, play at a different table. And then the next night, still there, came and hung out with me, and he was like, come play craps with me. And so I played craps twice, let's say.
Yeah.
Once with that guy who paid for me to play. And I have an addiction problem, so I was like, I'll play craps if someone else plays. But then once I learned how to play, I went and played again with this.
Wow, Jackie. Wow.
So you
have an addiction problem. You went on a date with an audience member and you were telling yourself, oh, he sat down next to me and paid for everything. That is addiction right there.
Maria's calling me. Anyway, where are we at, Kyle?
We're at 58.
I think we're at take the call.
Yeah, let's do it. Take the call.